Growing up as the middle child with one brother and one sister, having both parents in the home, it was the norm in my family to be a gang member. My father was gang involved, my mother was exposed to gang activity, and I had aunts and uncles in gangs. My grandfather, who was a pachuco in the 1940s. As far as I can remember, my tia would dress me up as a little cholo and take pictures of me, and take me, my brother, my sister, and my cousins down Highland Boulevard in National City. Something devastating happened to me at the age of 7. I was diagnosed with a bone disease on my right hip. It stopped the growth on my right leg, and it became shorter than the other. I was in and out of Children's Hospital and missed out on a lot of school. Had a total of 11 operations and became a special ed student due to all the school I missed out on. The neighborhood kids would tease me, and I had my friends chase them down and hold them for me so I can take out all my anger on them by beating them up. I started to grow up with hate and asking myself, why did this happen to me? Why do I have a disability? More anger stirred up, and I started getting older and had one last operation in 6th grade. As I started junior high school, I was exposed to more gangs, and I felt I was supposed to hang with them because I can remember as a child how my aunt dressed me up as a little cholo. So that's when I decided to become a gang member. I got jumped in at the age of 12 and instantly gained respect. Respect was big for me, especially because of my childhood. Getting teased and getting picked on. This was a way I can gain everything that I didn't have growing up. Respect, power, a sense of belonging, acceptance, and being feared. At the age of 13, I became an alcoholic, and I made up my mind that I was going to be known in my barrio. I looked up to the older homies, and I wanted what they had, respect and power. I started to get really active in gangbanging, going to parties, fighting, retaliating. At the age of 15, I was known in my hood and getting the power and respect. I was becoming more of an alcoholic and not taking education seriously. I was becoming the leader of the pack in high school. At the age of 17, I was arrested for shooting 2 rival gang members and on my way to CYA, California Youth Authority.
Being in a gang is it's kind of an addiction. You really have this pride. You don't want to be looked at down. You want to be respected. You want to be feared, and we kind of feed off that. That's what kind of keeps us going when we see the fears in other people's eyes, or we see the homies that got our back. It's it gives us this inner power. I got arrested for 2 attempted murders and had shot two rival gang members, and I paid for the consequences. Went to YA and came out, and only ended up doing just a year. But in there, I knew that the road that I was taking was going to lead me to either doing life in prison or getting killed.
In 2004, I was arrested from a high-speed chase. I was bailed out and I admitted myself into a recovery home. I knew that if I had the chance of beating this case, I had to show the judge that I need help and I want to change. At this stage of my life, I was convinced that I need to change and learn how to stay drug-free. It was not easy to make these changes. I struggled with leaving my old life behind, and I had to learn who I really was as a person. Times I got angry and things didn't go my way. I knew how I would handle it in my old way of living. I had to constantly remind myself that I need to change. I need to step into the new person that I need to be. Violence was a big part of who I was on the streets. I handled everything in violence. I truly believe that hurt people hurt people. I was hurt, and it was easy for me to hurt others. After doing 10 months in recovery home, I was sentenced to 2 months in a work furlough and released on a 3-year probation. One of my probation requirements were to complete 30 hours of community service along with other classes. I met Doug Lefbro, the executive director of Turning the Heart Center, and did my community service there. While doing my community service, I caught a vision for my life, and I grew a heart for people. I enrolled into school to get state certified to become an alcohol and drug counselor. I became a volunteer with Turning the Heart Center and started programs such as anger management, youth substance abuse, adult substance abuse, and GAIN, which stands for Gang Awareness Through Mentoring and Education. I have experienced full transformation in my life and know that there was purpose in the pain that I've gone through. I truly believe. This is my story, Manny Castro. Thank you.